just a boy. Christmas brought so much joy. Couldn't wait for the presents and laughter. I couldn't sleep late at night, looking for Santa with lights. Those are the memories I still remember. Then I became a man, lost sight of who I am, but right in front of me was the answer. 'Cause on Christmas I feel joy, and I turn back to a boy. The answer is to stay young forever. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song.
Hello, Star Wars fans. Hey, there's just 236 days until Christmas 2023. And did you find anything on the Hasbro Pulse Fan Reveal today you want on your Christmas list? I didn't see anything on mine, but I don't know about you. And I got my friend Martin Keeler, Zuveum, the Zuveum, with us here.
Hello.
Good to see you
long
again,
time no
friend.
see.
I know. You've been a busy boy, though. You've been a busy boy. For folks who don't necessarily know, you are well connected with Star Wars Celebration, and they keep you working during that.
They do. I've been very lucky. As I've said before, I was one of the stage managers on the main stage, which I still don't believe I'm going to do until it actually happens.
It's fantastic and very envious. I know that it's not all just fun. There's a lot of work.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of work. But it's pretty cool work.
I was going to say, yeah, I can't really class it as work because it's just a dream come true. But it's long hours, and people say to me, "What was your favorite panel?" And I say they're all great because, as far as I'm concerned, everyone went out on stage with the right microphones in the right order at the right time. That's what makes a great panel now.
Right. Yeah, because that's what you're sort of tasked with, making sure the right people have what they need, and that's great. So not only were you involved in Celebration, but there was a really big party, big party, and we did a show where we promoted the event, Cantina 2. Yeah,
Cantina 2, indeed.
And it's something that I wish that I could have attended, but it was Easter Sunday that evening, and a good time was had by everyone from all reports. It was successfully attended. Things went off really well. Yeah. From everything that I've seen and heard. Our friend Star Wars Meg was there, and nobody spotted her. So she was able to go sort of incognito. And she had a good time, and it was great. So anything now, like when we talked to you last, Cantina 2 still had some things that were kind of hushed and under the covers, right? Like we couldn't really talk about. But for those of us who weren't able to go, what were some of the big things that happened that maybe we didn't get to talk about before because we were kind of waiting?
Yeah, so we had, and I won't name them, but we had a very special guest lined up who had to pull out a week before because they were doing some filming. So that was disappointing, but that was equally a good job we hadn't announced it or anything like that. So the evening tended to be more surprises for Star Wars fans, and there was like a couple of thousand people there, so it wasn't a small event by any stretch of the imagination. So if I can just go it through off the top of my head, so we had Level Up Leroy DJing in a pod racer. So he actually had the pod racer engines on stage, and he and Elliot, when they DJ'd, were in between the engines as they were doing their DJing, which is just a thing to see. The whole stage was like a Tatooine market. It looked really, really impressive, thanks to Joker Squad, who brought that along. And then Blues Harvest, when they were playing, they were joined on stage by Mike Quinn, who we had announced, and he did For those of you who don't know, he's Nine Numb in Star Wars, but he's also a Muppeteer. Worked on lots of Muppet productions. So he brought a puppet on stage, his own little one called a Quinny, and the band and him sung the theme to Fraggle Rock, which was just exactly, which no one was expecting and was incredible. And then he went from that to singing Magic Dance by David Bowie from Labyrinth that he was in as well. So lent heavily into the Muppet side of things, which was incredible. And then Darth Elvis's final ever performance. Right, I'm going to try and find some video and I'll post it in the Discord. We came up with this idea, and like sometimes you think, how are we going to do it? And then we eventually worked out to do it on a very small budget. But basically, during his last song, Darth Elvis had a bounty on his head. And a Mandalorian came out and collected that bounty. So whilst he was singing, he was taken off stage at blaster point, went off the side of the stage, and we had this big video screen behind the bands, and you saw Darth Elvis get frozen in carbonite off side of stage. And then when you look back on stage, there it was, the block of carbonite with Darth Elvis on stage. So
amazing. That's great.
Ended up with him in carbonite. Then we had, like I say, DJ Elliott playing, and then Ash were amazing. And I think the highlight of Ash was, it sums up the evening. You had Mark, the bass player, with a Mandalorian helmet on and neck guard in the mosh pit, having a lightsaber fight with Brian Herring, who's BB-8, in the middle of a bass breakdown in one of the songs. Yeah, he got out into the crowd and had a lightsaber fight whilst the band are still playing.
That's fantastic.
Finished off Brian Herring and then continued the rest of the song in the crowd with the full helmet on and everything like that. And I meant to mention there was 100 inflatable lightsabers surrounding him, which we'd handed out. And then after that, massive inflatable Death Stars. It was just crazy. And then there was an after show that went on until nearly 2 a.m.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was an evening.
So as I mentioned, you've been busy. Yeah. Not only for Celebration, but that Cantina 2 was a big event. You were instrumental in helping plan and execute that as well. So we had a fan event. Hasbro Pulse had a fan event today, and I'll take any excuse to get to chat with you a bit. And so I asked you. You said yes. So here we are. We had a fan event today, and just taking some of the highlights. We kind of mentioned at the top. It's a pretty good day, I would say. Good, maybe not spectacular, but maybe a good day for Black Series collectors.
Better for Black Series, but I would say it was it had highs and lows.
Yeah, it did.
that's probably what I'd go.
Well, I know leading up to it, and I'm glad I found this out ahead of time, but leading up to it, there was a lot of speculation that this was going to be where we were going to hear about the HasLab project for 2023. We're expecting something phenomenal. And
they made a huge announcement.
Yeah, sort of.
They're going to announce it later this year at San Diego Comic-Con. That was it.
Announcement. Yeah. But ahead of time, we were thinking, well, we might get it today. And so there was a lot of buildup. But then I saw yesterday, Yakface said, yeah, it's not happening.
Why would they announce a Star Wars project on May the 4th? Or May the 3rd?
Well, I speculated yesterday, if the HasLab project is the thing that a lot of people have speculated it's going to be, and I don't think it's any secret. A lot of folks have been speculating it's going to be the TVC Ghost, Vintage Collection Ghost and Crew, that it'll have unlocks, including crew members and blah, blah. That's the speculation. And that's been out there for months. People have been talking about it. It's on the Twitters and all of that. So I'm not like leaking anything. I don't have any particular knowledge of it, but that's the leading candidate. There are a couple others that are speculated as well, but I think the money is on it being the TVC Ghost. Well, it makes sense to me that if Ahsoka is going to have Harrison Dula, the Ghost crew, and presumably the Ghost, that you might wait till closer to Ahsoka releasing, so that folks who have never seen the Ghost, they don't know who these people are from anybody else, right? They don't watch the animated shows, and they don't know Harrison Dula, or we saw Zeb in The Mandalorian season 3, but that's it. So
they're going to announce it in July then, before Ahsoka comes out.
I just don't.
So perhaps it's not. I don't know.
I don't know that. Well, that's what I said. I said yesterday. I thought if they do announce or reveal the HasLab project today, it certainly wouldn't be the Ghost. Why would you do that? You would wait till August, and especially when I heard Yakface saying that they were going to delay it. I was like, oh, well, that's because it's the Ghost, and they're going to wait till August.
Perhaps it's Blurgs.
Hey, perhaps it is Blurgs. No.
And they thought, you've waited this long, you can wait a little bit longer.
Yeah. So that's what I was like. Well, son of a gun, they're not cooperating at all. And then when they announced today that they're going to reveal the HasLab project in July, I was like, wait, if it is still indeed the Ghost, and you're going to not do it on Star Wars Day, then make it make sense. How does it make sense to do it at San Diego Comic-Con? Now, I understand maybe because they could take their prototype and put it out on the floor and let people walk around it, go, ooh, ah.
Or maybe, so I sincerely hope it is the Ghost. And I hope the way they reveal it is by bringing Baymax in. And,
right?
And getting him to make his pledge live at San Diego Comic-Con to say that I promise I will never moan about Hasbro ever again.
Right. Now, you guys that are watching, I know we're kind of simulcasting at the same time. My friend Jason Ward at MakingStarWars.net. Jason has an early stream. That's his fault. No, so all my friends are hanging over with Jason Ward, but Baymax made a promise. He made a pledge.
Yeah,
and you were there when it happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
He said, if they ever give me the Ghost and the crew, I'll never whine about any other vintage collection figure ever. Ever, he said. Never, exactly ever. Yeah, I know. He did. So I think it only makes sense that with such a pledge on the board, that Hasbro would definitely bring Baymax in and say, today we've got a very special event. One of our collectors has made this pledge, and we want you all to take the pledge with him. Get our
absolutely. And I want him to go further, and I'm going to commit him here. Doesn't look like he's in the chat at the moment, but I think he quite rightly say that anyone who catches me dissing Hasbro after the Ghost comes out, I will personally buy them a figure of their choice. That's what I think he should be committing to show he really means it. I will donate a figure from my personal collection to anybody who catches me whining on about some figure that they haven't made, or because he's a man of integrity, so he wouldn't do it. So right, it's safe for him to make that kind of pledge. Yes. And TVC Mackin, who's another subscriber to my channel and supporter, he made the same pledge yesterday as well. He says, I'm like, okay, so I think we should just have a mass pledge. I swear, and let all of our vintage collection friends, we got to get only one Kenobi, and we got to get Boss Bounty. We got to get all the big TVC players out there to take the pledge right alongside with Baymax. That I solemnly swear to worship at the altar of Patrick.
and if anyone catches me ever again complaining or whining about a vintage collection or a Hasbro thing, you may have your pick of an item from my collection. Yeah, I think that's what.
I think unless he says something in the next 10 minutes in the chat, we take that as read.
We'll just snip this part and we'll send it to him. So there you go.
You had your chance to say no, but
oh my goodness. So now I'm just to be clear, I'm not taking that pledge. I never made the pledge. It was Baymax.
Baymax is the only person that I know who has categorically made that pledge.
He did, and I was like, and to be fair, I knew he was lying when he said it. I was like, you're lying. There's no chance that you mean that.
No, he would never lie. He means it. Well, and therefore he will stand by it.
And he thought that he could make that pledge because they would never do it.
Yeah,
he felt he was safe. Oh, I'm safe. I'll never have to
still be safe, but let's hope he's not.
Let's hope he's not. Oh, that's right. That's right. So let's kind of go through some of the reveals. I've got the stream queued up here, and I'm going to kind of just play it in double speed because if folks have already watched it, they don't need to watch it again. And just to be clear, you can find figures, images from all of these on Twitter. They're posted already in our Discord. The vintage collection ones I haven't seen yet, but they'll show up. You'll be able to get pictures of all of them. And I saw right here at the beginning of the show, everything shown today will be available for pre-order tomorrow, May the 4th at 1 p.m. Eastern U.S. Now, everything except the pipeline. The pipeline's out. Hey,
do you remember when they said they're getting rid of the pre-orders thing?
I do.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
It seems like it was just this year. Doesn't seem all that long ago. No. That
they said I remember them saying we've listened to our customers and the pre-order thing isn't great.
Yeah,
but anyway, everything's available for pre-order from tomorrow at 1.
Tomorrow, and I know another very exciting thing for many fans is that
the basketball players. That's what we all wanted. Yeah.
Is that they've got some more Walmart exclusives that they can mail you in a soft-sided mailer to be crushed in the shipping. So that's very exciting. I know fans.
I also enjoyed, and I might ask you to actually play it in real time. I also enjoyed the where it's available from lists. If you're in the US, it's available from Amazon and the fan channels, and if it's the UK, then it's available from your local MP and the fish and chip shop. And if you're in Italy, it's the pizza shop.
Yes. And it was good to see that they let Patrick out of the
there he is
stockades.
Yeah, there
from
he is.
His previous
Patrick Marketing. He's changed his name.
he got himself in a bit of trouble last year, and they put him in. They hid him away. He's been missing for several months, but it's good to see that they've let him out of the stockades. Come on out to talk to us.
Have you got Yakety Sax music? That would work well on this. the Benny Hill music.
That would be good. That would be good. That'd be good. Of course, they're just doing intros here, but the first figure's getting ready to come out here.
Do you remember Patrick did that thing with the whip on the Indiana Jones theme? He was obsessed with his whip. I can't look at him differently now, or the same now.
They're just reviewing.
I remember that still. Yeah,
recent events. Recent events. Yeah. Let's see if we can jump ahead.
Look, pre-order. There you go. Oh yeah, look, retro figures. Yeah.
Shop Disney.
You see Doc Ondor. I actually genuinely want to get that Doc Ondor figure.
Here we go. This is first one. So Black Series. The very first thing that came up is Grievous.
Yes.
Now this is a Gaming Greats Grievous Black Series. it actually looks really good. So, I mean, if you don't have a Grievous by now, and you were mentioning before, this is not the first.
No,
This is
is
not
the
your first
third.
opportunity to get him.
So
Yeah.
he was available in the Red Box series. Then there was a different version of him from the Clone Wars boxes. And now this looks very similar to the Red Box series, but with some battle damage. Because that's what he looked like in Battlefront, I assume.
And he looked quite good. I thought they
Yeah,
did
it's good figure. Good
You
figure.
look at it there. So for our prequel fans, if you don't have a Grievous and you'd like to be able to find one, this will be pre-ordered. You can get yourself one battle damaged, gaming great General Grievous.
Lovely.
A complete repaint of the model. Nothing new.
Yep. Oh, here we go. We're into Knights of the Old Republic, aren't we?
Yes.
So this was the high.
But just to be clear on the Grievous, it's a repaint repackage.
Looks like it. Yep.
Yeah. So
we got a comment about the 3-point. The retro figures are a waste of plastic.
Oh yeah, we'll get there. I see plenty of them hanging on the hooks at our stores locally. Retro have fully hit the shelves here in Central Ohio anyway, and there's plenty of them. There's plenty. Make your way leisurely to your local store when you have time.
Do you have the prototype ones?
No.
No, so like the multicolored ones.
I do have a couple of those. The Skittle Troopers. We say
that's it, Skittle Troopers. Yeah, are they on the shelves? Because Greg and I are desperate for a purple helmeted Mandalorian.
I have not seen one, but I'll keep my eyes open. If I see one, I'll pick one up. But there are plenty of them. There's not a Target near me, and those are Target kind of exclusives. So if I get into Target, I'll pick one up.
Thank you.
So Bastilla and Darth Malak's. This one, when I was on my work call, and I was kind of peeking over to the side to see it.
There you go.
This is quite a significant sculpt.
Oh, do you want to go back to that?
Like this guy's got some heft to him.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that. How's that for trapped wind pose?
A soft cape.
Yeah, you can see it wafting.
Yeah, yeah, you can see it wafting. Yeah. He's got it. He said, Darth Malak. He looks quite good.
That's a good figure. Good figure. Deluxe figure, which, as we were saying earlier, people sometimes get a bit confused because they think deluxe means it has to be massive. But actually, deluxe can also mean it's got better paintwork, and I think you can argue that one's a very good figure with the soft goods and all that sort of thing in there. But,
yeah, I'd say so too. Deluxe means that you get to pay more for it too.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
You can see the mask comes off. You can have it with or without the mask.
Handy for when he's doing that wafting pose to have the mask on.
But you can see there when they're interacting with it, it's got some size to it, and I would think for a lot of expanded universe Legends fans, the Old Republic, this has got to be a great. So you got one really good one here, right?
One winner there. Yep.
Yeah, very good. Let's see, what's next? You can guess.
Admiring. Yeah.
Yeah. They're telling you how you can have yourself a wonderful collector experience by pre-ordering it to get it delivered months
at some
later.
point in the future. Look.
It's finally getting a Din Djarin in the Black Series.
But look at his knee pad.
Yeah. Like, how many Din Djarins? I saw somebody post how many Din Djarins they've released, like across both, and it's like double digit versions, like between vintage, retro, and Black Series.
There's a lot of Dins.
Yes. So
But this one's got a blue knee pad.
He does have blue knee pad with the dark saber,
Yes.
and he's got more accessories, now.
Soft goods cape, which is good.
A soft goods cape is always good, and a dagger. Oh, you've been waiting for your vibroblade dagger.
Yes. Yeah.
Where's that been all this time? You can get yourself one right there.
What a winner that one is.
Quite the repaint.
Yeah.
Again, this is nothing. There's a repaint, repackage. Like you said, the knee pad, that little bit of blue plastic there. That's a little bit different.
Yeah.
What are the chances, you suppose, after Mando season 3, that you get another Din Djarin with a little white jetpack?
Possibly, or I think they might do a deluxe where he's got a nice little rocking chair.
That too.
Because it sits back at the end and
that too. It's a nice figure again, but look, I mean, this isn't the first time we've seen this fella. We're up into double digits on him.
Indeed.
Well into the double digits. How many Din Djarins does one need?
Well, they're about to find out. See how well he sells, won't we?
Yes. The folks are saying that toy sales are down. Well, Hasbro, the more
talking of repaint,
another repaint. We get another Mando helmet. This one happens to be Axe Wolves, who we learned by Katie Sackhoff. He was actually supposed to die in season 2 of The Mandalorian. They shot the scene and everything where he got killed. And the reason he wasn't in the end attack on the light cruiser, Moff Gideon's cruiser, is he is dead.
Oh, right.
Well,
but he's not now.
Come to find out, they didn't use that footage. He's not dead, and they put him in season 3, and you got Axe Wolves. So you can get yourself an Axe Wolves. So here we go. Vintage collection. Finally.
He wasn't one of the 2%, was he?
Was he? No, I don't think he is part of the 2%.
Right.
For the record, I don't think he is.
How long do you think it will be until someone goes to a signing session with "I'm one of the 2%" on their T-shirt or something like
that? Well, I'm going to Indianapolis convention Saturday this weekend. Yeah. I'll be on the lookout. I think the chances are somewhat significant that will appear. I'm part of the 2%, and people think, oh, wow, that's a way to wear your wealth on your sleeve.
Absolutely.
No, it has nothing to do with wealth. So we get Luke Skywalker from.
I'm part of the 2% to take a seat.
That would be it's easy, right?
It's easy.
Just you set yourself up a table and have a big pile of them in all the colors and sizes.
That's it. Yeah.
You just make the money. That's the money. That's all you need. That's all you need. Vintage collection. We get Luke Skywalker from season 2, or not season 2, season 2.5, or as they say, the Book of Boba Fett. Book of Boba Fett.
They're loving the Book of Boba Fett, aren't they? Nothing's pleased them more during season 3 of The Mandalorian than releasing Book of Boba Fett figures.
Right? Well, there has been a little bit of scuttle in the Star Wars community, how Luke Skywalker is being put in the back seat. He doesn't. He's not going to be featured. They told the toy makers, don't use Luke Skywalker as a selling figure. He's a supporting cast. He's not driving anything. He's only supporting. Well, Hasbro probably already had this one in the pipeline. They're like, oh, well, we better go get it out. No.
Or maybe they didn't have it in the pipeline. It's like, oh no, well, it was only a year and a bit ago.
Yeah, I think that's Star Wars fandom, for you. But Luke Skywalker looks pretty good.
Running away from being announced.
Look, with just in case you didn't already have a vintage collection Grogu,
There you go.
And the backpack is there. Now there are quite other few bits that come with this deluxe set here. You get the mithril or the chainmail.
Yeah.
It's not mithril.
Have you noticed they're not using the front view of him with his crazy folded legs, which they're making as quite a selling point?
Because you can recreate the scene from the show.
Yeah.
Well, they do have the Beskar male undershirt, which is cool. That's cool. And he got
a frog tree.
A frog tree. You know.
You originally got one frog with him, but I was always saying, but one's not enough. I want 7.
Yes, and I have one of these frogs that's in the crouch position. But look, here you get the jumping frogs too.
Yeah, but do you think that frog tree's there to distract from the crazy leg Luke?
Crazy leg Luke here.
Look at
that. You know, more power to you.
And that's a very British gesture Luke's making in that picture as well.
So, you got
there is.
Get the whole set there.
See, I think that all joke apart, I think that looks quite cool in that little sort of diorama pose there.
Doesn't come with the stand though.
No.
Yeah, which would be nice if it did.
7 frogs is what you get, and a lightsaber and chainmail jumper.
You get a Yoda lightsaber.
Yep.
Which is that's new. And you get the Beskar T-shirt. The Beskar T-shirt, I'm going to guess, is molded plastic. It's not fabric.
Yeah.
And then, why is Santa spending so much time on this one vintage collection thing?
Yeah, it's not great. So I was just reading the comments.
My phone is blowing up. I've got 7 messages from the family. This is it. This is your vintage collection reveals for today. This is what you got.
Oh no, there's a bit more. There's a bit more later on.
Well, okay, but different.
That's true.
More, but quite different.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it in the category of things that vintage collectors are typically after. But sure, there's some more vintage collection because it's a 40th year anniversary of Return of the Jedi. So we got to throw some Return of the Jedi stuff in there. You know, what do you suppose they might give you for Return of the Jedi? Oh!
Well, this was a win. Oh, this was great.
It is a win, except it's not really Return of the Jedi, is it?
Oh, no, they stretched it out, but who cares? It's worth it. It's worth it.
It's from the Ewok show, the animated Ewok show that you can watch on Disney Plus, I believe. Most of us didn't watch it when it was out back in the 90s. Most people haven't watched it since, but there it is. I think they're cute enough to attract kids, right?
I think they're just damn cute. Full stop. And there's something about Princess Nisa that shouldn't be discussed. It's in her eyes.
Well, they count, AG, right? Aggressively relaxing. Ewoks do count, but they're not from Return of the Jedi Ewoks. These are from the Ewok animated cartoon series. Except this guy.
Angry Wicket. He's back.
Black series. We're back to Black series. If you weren't paying attention, vintage collection's done. They
literally said that people like this in the other box, so we're releasing it as in another box.
In another box. Repack.
Because everyone's all they've said is, "Oh, I just want it in a different box now." Same with Chewbacca. Look.
Yeah. What about Chewbacca? You've been waiting for this.
Chewbacca.
You had this one before?
Yeah, I think he was the 40th Return of the Jedi. I could be wrong, but he's got his bondage collar on.
Yeah. So he's got his I don't know.
Look, he's holding it himself there.
Yeah.
Pinky Chewbacca. Look, it's even got. Is that a parental warning on the side there?
No, I don't think so.
Children?
I don't think so. But again, nothing really new there. as far as a Black Series collector is concerned. A repack, literally a repack.
This one made me laugh. This next one that comes up is a Clone Trooper, which someone in the comments during the live stream actually said, "Amazing! It's a repaint without any paint," which I thought was very sharp.
Yeah, so you get a Clone Trooper. Great fun. I mean, who doesn't have enough Clone Troopers?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Good. Repaint, repackage, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know that one has any new features or, it's a particularly well articulated or anything that you didn't have before.
It's a good one to have. It definitely fills a gap because.
Sure.
Oh, there you go. This was a good one.
Oh, this guy. Yeah, this guy here is pretty cool. This is another. So we've had now. They did the Grievous repack, repaint
from gaming greats, and now you can have a film Magna Guard.
Yeah, the Magna Guard guy. He actually looks really good.
Yeah, they have him in a superhero pose in a minute. It looks quite good.
He does. He does. He looks really good.
Oh, here comes this next picture, I think. There you go.
There you go. Hey. He's fantastic, though. Yeah, right?
Good figure.
Fantastic. The Magna Guard.
See how he stands up. Hope he stands up well.
Well, if you get a stand and put the pegs on his feet in there, you can do a little bit better. But you get the Magna Guard. I don't know how many people are clamoring for it. And look, another Ahsoka. Another Ahsoka.
It's the Snips one, isn't
it? Black Series collectors been waiting in line for another Ahsoka figure.
Yeah, absolutely. They said all I've ever wanted is the original Ahsoka, and here she is.
I mean, so many. Anything new about this one? Just the paint.
I think it's a new figure. I think it's all very new, but it's a weird time to release it with new Ahsoka just about to attack. Right,
you're getting ready to get Rosario Ahsoka.
Yeah.
For her own series, and we're going to do Clone Wars Ahsoka from a decade ago.
Yeah. There you go. See, I told you
vintage collection. Yeah, I forgot about this dude. Now this is interesting. I think this is the first from Kenobi to make it to the vintage collection. We've seen this guy and Reva in the retro, but
isn't Kenobi in the vintage collection?
Yes.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
but we didn't have the Inquisitors. So here you go. You get the Kenobi Inquisitor.
Yep. So just a year after it comes out.
Yeah. And it's the version of the Inquisitor that got a lot of scrutiny.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't look like the Inquisitor we all know, nor does he look like the species that we saw in the prequels. So I think there's plenty of room to criticize that particular look.
Yeah.
But then we get this pipeline reveals for Black Series. No pipeline for the vintage collection whatsoever.
This is weird. This is just weird. Bo-Katan already? Another Luke? Luke's already been in the archive.
Bo-Katan's a good figure to have. Another Vader.
She's still available in the shops over there.
Yeah.
Because you can still get her over here.
Yeah.
So you don't really need an archive version. I wouldn't Vader. Stormtrooper's good because you can army build, but
And how many Vaders do you need? Well, you need the one on. Is this did they mention? Is this on a Kenobi card?
No, it's a New Hope archive. So this is all the archive collection.
Oh,
so these are all figures that have been out before, and I'm sure Luke Skywalker has been out on the archive collection before.
So there's nothing new.
No,
nothing new across that line. We have other Black Series pipelines. There we go. Paz
from season 3, I think they said he was, but
he won't be from season 4. That's for sure.
No, he won't. Another R5 type drawing or R4?
It's a different
whatever.
one, right? It's that
Grief
R5D4.
Kargas. Yeah.
Yeah. That's Grief Kargas, and then young Annie,
Anakin and Padme.
Padme.
That's good.
What's the premium role play one? I was busy on the call. I didn't get to see it.
Oh, well, brace yourself. It's just about to come up.
It's coming along.
It's Thingy Bob's helmet from. You said it to me.
Carson Teva.
Yeah, there you
Carson Teva's helmet. It's a helmet. Yeah. Okay, very good.
Another repainty thing, but those helmets are good. So
yeah, that'll be good. And Carson's a popular character, so
yes,
I can imagine people wanting that. And then we do get a little bit at the very, very end. We get the announcement. Here it is, HasLab.
Yeah, lab.
Dun,
Yes.
dun, dun, dun. Can we get a silhouetted version of whatever it is? No.
You get just
Nothing.
to let you know, we'll be announcing it in front of Baymax.
Woohoo! We're announcing
at Comic-Con. Yeah,
in the future. Yeah, that's it.
Can you just scroll back a bit? Look how even disappointed R5 looks by that.
Oh,
he gives them a look of absolute disdain when he was going through that.
Oh, right there.
Here you go. Right, look here. What?
Yeah. Oh.
What?
That's absolutely it. That's absolutely it. Oh my goodness. So, I just what makes it New Hope? It'll be the packaging.
I think they just said it, and it's got a slightly different. Isn't there different sort of chest plates between the Vaders?
Yeah, they're very slightly different ones.
Yeah.
So I have some exciting things. Sometimes I get mail.
Yes.
And in the mail, sometimes they're quite,
I know you get mail.
Yes. Sometimes they're quite shocking.
Yes.
Other times they're quite exciting. And so my friends sent me a package in the mail. Matt Risman, one of our supporters here, he's probably hanging out with Jason Ward right now. But Matt Risman and Yachty, who's coming to the Indianapolis, Indiana Comic Convention on Friday. She's flying all the way up from Florida. She's coming. So they were at the Epcot Festival of the Arts a few months ago. Epcot Future Festival of the Arts. I'm not going to show the letter because it's got an address on it. So I won't do that. But they were there and they saw this picture and they thought of me. And look at that. Look at that. We've got it's a Thomas Kincaid painting of Din Djarin, right? The Mandalorian on a dewback.
There you go.
A Mandalorian on a dewback. To be fair, they thought this was on first sight. They got really excited because they thought it was a blurg.
Yeah.
But no, not a blurg. Not a blurg. It's a dewback. And it's got right on it. It's got a certificate of authenticity right there. Look at that. Thomas Kincaid Studios. That's wonderful.
Is that on a nice canvas, isn't it?
It is on a nice canvas. Yeah. I had another picture that's on a nice canvas as well.
I was going to say, have you got something?
I do, and it's quite a bit larger than this one.
Is it? Right.
Yeah, it is. Oh my goodness! But look, I got some other things here I want to share. And I'll put them here on the table because we got an opportunity to look at some shipments that have come in. This first one here is a combination of two different shipments that I got. Let me show this on the stream. Oops, it was already there. Yep. On the stream here, we've got some of our Dark Troopers. There's a Dark Trooper right here.
Yeah.
All right. I've already got two of these, so there's another one.
Wow.
And there's a third and fourth. And again, these they're kind of pricey.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need to have some, but I can't afford to buy all of them in one shot, right? and then
you got Paz.
And then we got Paz Vizsla. So that's been a figure that I've been waiting for quite a while as well. So this would be nice to add to the Mando shelf I have right behind me over here. And so I got two of these guys.
Why have you got two Pazes?
Why do I have two Pazes? That's a great question, Martin.
Yeah.
Why would I have two Pazes? Well, I once upon a time ago, I planned on keeping a box set and a display set.
Yes.
But what's the point? It's a box.
Yeah.
So there's that. And my youngest daughter, Kayla, was trying to collect as well. And then she's like, "No, Dad, I'm out." So, you know what? I'm going to meet some people this weekend.
Aha!
I'm going to run across them. And if you would like a vintage collection Paz Vizsla from Santa, there's one right there. There's one right there. I also have these. I just got these in. I'm really excited about them. You know, if you schedule yourself a tour of the Zuveum, you will entertain yourself tremendously. And I don't mean that way. I mean, it's a great tour. It's a good time. It is a really good time. I had a wonderful time visiting with you and going through the Zuveum tour, Constable Zuvio. If you guys haven't seen that, you should. But when I finished the tour, I got myself a certificate in the mail and a pin.
You did?
This is Zuveum right on it. And I've got it right there in a display case right above my desk. It's fantastic. It is. It's great.
Only get one if you've done the tour.
Right? And so I got the idea this week
Look at that.
to have myself some pins made.
Fantastic.
And these are great.
Yeah.
I've got two pins on the back, so it won't be turning over on you, right? And look at that. It's a nice enamel pin.
That is lovely.
It's fantastic. I love it. I'm very excited. I'll be carrying these with me this weekend as well to give out to folks that meet in person. You can get yourself a Star Wars Santa enamel pin. How cool is that?
That's incredibly cool. And Santa, right?
Yeah.
This is the boy that cried wolf comes in.
Uh-oh.
Because I've got a photo from Celebration.
Uh-oh.
Which you've just reminded me of. And the problem is, so many times I've tricked you.
Oh, you have.
An inappropriate one.
So many times.
But if I promise that this isn't the fake out that I've said before, can I
so
send
many
you a
promises.
In fact, I'm going to send it in Discord because you won't believe me otherwise, right? but did you hear that at Celebration, I genuinely met my all-time hero? So the only time I've been starstruck was I met someone who was just incredibly important to me.
Oh, you told me you got to meet somebody who's incredibly important to me.
I did meet Daisy Ridley, but
yeah.
So this puts it where it is. When I met Daisy Ridley, I was in full-on work mode, and it was great to meet her. She was lovely and all that, but I didn't really sort of go, "Oh, you're Daisy Ridley." Genuinely, when I met this person, and it was during rehearsals, I broke down and cried.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, I'm afraid. Now I'm worried. The buildup is too big. I'm pretty sure the pictures is.
It's not the cheeks picture.
I have seen this. I have seen this. I have seen this, and this is quite brilliant. It's wonderful, and I'm surprised that they brought this character out for Celebration.
Would you like to hear the beautiful story behind it? So if you can share that picture, I'll wait until you've done that.
I'm working on it right now.
Yeah.
There we go.
Look at that. I met the legend that is Constable Zuvio.
There he is. The Constable Zuvio. Right there with a very happy Martin Keeler.
Oh, ecstatic. Absolutely ecstatic. So get ready for the world's loveliest Star Wars story. Which
you even have your Zuveum T-shirt on. How appropriate!
Absolutely, that's what I wear when I'm doing the stage management. You have to wear black, but you are allowed something branded. So I've got 5 Zuveum T-shirts.
That's fantastic. Zuveum T-shirt while meeting Zuveum.
Absolutely, the Zuvio.
Yeah,
right.
Zuvio.
So brace yourself for genuinely one of the most lovely Star Wars stories you're ever going to hear. So the creatures came out during the Lucasfilm panel. So they were doing a thing of celebrating 10 years of Pinewood and Star Wars in the UK. And the big reveal, instead of John Williams this time, was the curtain went back and you had all of these creatures on a stand, including actors dressed up as creatures moving around, coming out. It was really quite a thing to see. And it was done by Neil Scanlon and the team from the Creature Effects shop. It turns out that some of my friends were part of organising it, and I'm going to name and shame one of them, particularly a guy called Lee Towsley, who's the mainly known for doing R2D2 and making the droids.
Yeah,
and I've known Lee for a long time, and he's truly one of the nicest guys in the world, as proven by what happened when they were going through the rehearsal schedule, and you basically get papers that say what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. He noticed that I was the stage manager, so he made sure Constable Zuveum came into the mix.
How fantastic is that?
Isn't that beautiful? Like, Zuveum was kind of on the list, and then when we saw you were there, he just immediately went into, well, he's coming.
That is great.
Isn't that amazing?
It is. It's absolutely amazing. It's great. Wonderful, wonderful. And before I forget, I do have a Mike Porter dad joke today that ties in really well to our discussion. We've been talking about the Hasbro and not giving us much on the vintage collection today. And our friend Mark, who made the promise. He said, if I get the ghost, I'll never ask for anything again. He's ready to pivot. He's already prepared his pivot. He's going to pivot to blurgs. You know that.
Yeah, but you can't let him. You have to say blurgs are my thing. I'm allowed to be as grumpy as I want about it, but
right.
But you've made a promise, and you've got to stick to that promise. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, he already made. Look at this. I gotta show. Look at this, right there in the comments.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
there he is. Release the blurgs. Look, he's already pivoting. Baymax. Look, dude, your promise was if you get the TVC. Now, to be fair, he hasn't gotten it yet.
No, exactly. He's safe at the moment. He can rant all he likes, but the second that's announced, he's just a disgrace if he goes back on it. It's as simple as that.
Well, folks know Santa has been crying for a blurg for some time. Yeah. And my friend Boss Bounty, Tim, has also been...
Who came to Cantina, was amazing.
Tim was there? Oh, yeah. That's great. I heard he's a physical presence. He's tall.
He's
tall boy. But anyway, Tim was there. Tim has also been on the TVC blurg bandwagon, so my friend Only One Kenobi. He is a supporter of getting the blurgs into the vintage collection line, and it should just be noted that Hasbro can repaint and repackage those things all day long and just keep printing money. Yeah. All they have to do is make them, because blurgs come in different colors. They have different patterns, much like a horse.
Absolutely, they're destined for repainting. That's one of their main reasons for being.
So easy, and you can put it in so many different packages. You can put it in your indoor package. You could put it in a vintage collection package, the Clone Wars package. You put it in the Bad Batch, the Mandalorian. Like, there's so many opportunities, and they're different color, so you can just repaint and repackage those things every time you want to print money.
Yeah,
but they're so reluctant to do so. It's a sad.
It's criminal, really, isn't it?
It really is criminal. But we've got a good Mike Porter dad joke. What did the Twi'lek say about the two-legged reptilian beast? Well, if you don't blurg them, they won't blurg you.
Oh my goodness.
I really appreciate that, Mike Porter, because folks know Santa has been asking for vintage collection blurgs for a long time. And my friend X-Wing did commission a custom for me. So I do have a vintage collection blurg right over here. Mando is riding it. No, actually, I've got Quill. Quill's riding it, and that's great. But
where is it? It looks like you're looking out your window there. Where is
it? He's over here, right underneath. Let me see if I can get him. Hold on one second. I can fish him out. Oh, here we go. Oh, as with these things, that kind of get them positioned in between other things. Mm-hmm. So we got Quill.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
That's amazing.
It's fantastic. So X-Wing had this commissioned for me. Yeah. And a custom 3D printed, painted. It's quite a good paint job on it. They did a really nice job. But and so I do have a vintage collection blurg, but it's a custom. It's not articulated, right? Yeah. He's a 3D print. I definitely need Hasbro vintage collection blurgs, and I say that plural because once you get one, you definitely have to have minimum of two. Minimum. Yeah.
You can't have a singular blurg.
No, because in Mando season 1, you got Quill and Mando riding through the.
They could even do a slightly different Mando with it.
They could.
Yeah.
Another repaint, right there. And then we've seen them in different colors. Some of them have this gray kind of. Some of them are more brown. Some have a little bit of a green to them. Depends what it's all different. You can repaint those things all. Repaint and repack the blurg, but they got to make them first.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
Now you made a promise to me. No, you didn't.
I made no promises.
I know. I just said that. Just because we're friends, and you got to pick on you. But no, you specifically said. But you said if we buy enough of the other stuff, maybe they'll get enough money to make blurgs. All right, you got to buy the repaint so that they can have enough money to tool and make a new sculpt. So with all the repaints and repacks today, Hasbro should be putting some money in the vault to make these blurgs. That's all I'm saying. Need some blurgs.
Well, maybe that's the big announcement at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah. I thought, they could do a bait and switch on this today. They could have held off, said, "Oh, we're not giving your pulse at the
we're not going to give you your blurgs."
Yeah.
Now, a mere sort of 4 years since we brought them back into the.
I did hear that a friend of ours kind of cornered a particular person from Hasbro.
Right. I've heard this as well.
I did hear this. They cornered a particular person from Hasbro, the team, who has some responsibility in this area, and said, "Hey, what are you going to make the blurgs?" And they refused to answer. They're like, "No."
Yeah.
And he tried to pin them down on it.
Oh yeah, and they won't. No, they're far too clever to be pinned down.
Not only that,
it's a no-win, isn't it? It's a no-win. If they say categorically no, then ooh.
Oh, boo! Yes, definitely boo.
If you say, well, maybe, which is what their standard answer is, it's kind of like, I've committed to nothing.
Well, and I'm quite aware that they know. I know that they know, and they knew before our friend cornered them and tried to pin them down on it. They've heard this feedback from vintage collector fans for some time. They know that we want them. Tim has championed it for us, Boss Bounty. Santa's made his cry for them. And I know that Only One Kenobi's tried his. He's on the. He's a supporter. He hasn't actually gone out there and like championed the blurg, but he's a supporter for sure. And I know that Hasbro has heard. They know. When given options, what do vintage collectors want? Would you like a repaint of the Scout speeder bike or a blurg? They can say, "Oh, give us a blurg. We got a speeder bike."
Then you'll get a repaint of the speeder bike. Then you lucky people.
Dang it! I refuse to buy one. I refuse.
Out of principle.
out of principle. I'm like, I know you guys. Like, I was specifically told that was it came down to this in a meeting where the Scout speeder bike was brought up, and somebody tried to get him to go with the blurred. They said, no, don't do that. Give us a blurred. We'd rather have a blurred. But instead, they did the Scout speeder bike. And I've got a Scout speeder bike. My brother had. Here it is. Oh. There. From a long, long time ago.
Is that the Toys R Us one?
I don't know. It's a dusty one. It came out of the basement. It was stored in a barn for a while. But look, there's a speeder bike. You can get your hand on these speeder bikes. They exist. They're out there. You can find them in your closet, in your barn, in your garage, basement. They're out there.
But there you go. They'll keep you hanging on. You've got a very important comment. Where's the Lego reviews?
Yes. Where's the Lego reviews? Well, we were talking about the Hasbro Pulse reveals today. So I'd be happy to do some Lego reviews at some point. But
there you go. There's my Lego review. It's wonderful for taking Lego apart.
Oh, yes.
8 out of 10. There
you need
go.
one of those
That's
tools.
Review.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, Martin, I think that covers all the bases. I think we got to talk about all the things.
There you go. And I managed to get the whole stream without showing you Daft Cheeks. That's quite impressive, isn't it?
Well, you don't have to show it because every day he's right
it's on your
there.
fireplace. It's on your
right above the mantle. Right above the mantle on the fireplace. There he is.
Yeah.
Every day, smiling happily, merrily from my wall. Darth Cheeks right there.
Just check out the stream at about 54 minutes when we're done.
All right, so I think the next event is coming up, San Diego Comic-Con. Maybe we can come back at that time.
Announcing the blurgs.
Yeah, no, they're not. I wish they were. But you know who didn't show up in the comments during the whole stream, which means, and we set it up at the very beginning. We made it clear. All you had to do is show up in the comments.
Absolutely.
He can get off of the hook.
Yeah,
but
Baymax. Yeah.
We know he's out there.
Yeah, so he is now committed that if they do release the Ghost, then he will never complain. And if he gets caught, he'll donate a figure
from his own personal collection.
Personal collection. It's very good of him.
It is. That's, it's like having a swear jar. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a lot like that. All right. Well, hey, tomorrow I'm going to do a live watch party of Visions Season 2. It's getting some good reviews so far.
I've seen one of them. I saw the other one.
Fantastic. You like it?
It was wonderful.
Wonderful. Well,
really liked it.
I'm going to watch those tomorrow. We'll do a live watch party event for that, as well as we'll take a look at the Young Jedi Adventures. There's been some stuff out there for those.
Nubs.
Big.
Yeah.
Look, they're very cute. They look, from the previews I've seen, they're quite entertaining. So there's that. Yeah. And then Friday, I'm headed to Indianapolis. And I'm going to go scout out the Indiana Comic Convention. And if you run into me, you might get one of these pins.
Fantastic! I'm tempted to fly out just to get one of those pins.
I'm gonna make these sort of exclusive for personal meet and greets. How do you get yourself a Star Wars Santa pin? Well, you meet Santa in person. That's how you do it.
And you've got to be one of the 2%. and then you earn yourself a pin.
So tomorrow I'll be out. Friday I'll be out in Indianapolis, and Saturday I plan to be at the convention all day. We've got some friends we're going to be meeting there as well. So if you're in the Indianapolis area, you'd like to stop in, say hi, and I'll give you a pin, and we'll chat. Then so that's Friday and Saturday, and then we'll be back here again next week. So Martin, thanks again for taking some time today to go through this Hasbro event. And
I'm just having a look at who's on the lineup for the Indiana. Oh, I've got Indiana, not Indianapolis.
Well, it's the Indiana Comic Convention. That's what it is. Indiana Comic Convention. Ooh. We've got We do have a number of people. D. Bradley Baker is going to be there, as
Now,
well as.
I'm going to tell you something about D. Bradley Baker.
Yeah.
Right. So when he finished the Bad Batch panel, I was walking him back to the green room, and we were talking about the stuff he's done. And I turned to him and said, "Do you know who my favourite voice you've ever done is?" And he thought I was going to say something Star Wars because we're at Star Wars convention.
Sure.
He goes, "Tell me," and I said, "Perry the Platypus."
Perry the Platypus.
He makes the Perry the Platypus noise. It's his voice that does that.
I did not know that.
And he immediately looked around and then just made the noise. It was so brilliant. He was so cool. He was so cool. Yeah, maybe listen. Yeah, he's there. He's good fun.
Yeah,
Ashley's there.
Ashley, yeah, she's at all the things. She'll be there.
James Arnold Taylor, Matt Lanter.
Matt Lanter, my favorite version of Anakin Skywalker.
There you go.
Matt Lanter.
I'm just trying to see who else is here. Got lots of cosplay. Oh,
Yeah,
Jodie Benson's there. Oh no, she's postponed. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, there's a number of folks from other franchises as well. We've got Charmed and Star Trek, and
that's a good lineup.
It's not too bad. It's not too bad. So it's going to be a nice time.
Yeah. Well, have fun. I will be watching from afar.
Okay.
Because I can't get on a flight and join you.
Well, I'm hoping to come over and visit you next year. That's a plan. My wife and I have been trying to plan it. So if everything works out, next spring we'll come over and we'll go to dinner. Yeah, it'd be great. All right.
We'll put on a gig for you.
Well, we'll see if Mark's around. I don't know. But hey, you guys, thanks for hanging out with us today. I've had fun, and look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow. So with that, we're going to sign off, and we will talk to you next time. All right, guys, take care. Bye-bye.